Adam, all the talk again about travel, heading over to Geelong. How are you feeling in terms of, have you changed anything, looking at anything different to try and get a win on the road this week?
Oh, look, every time you travel, it's different. So we're excited. We can't wait. It's going to be another massive challenge for us. But I'm not looking at the past. So we're going to look at what we can do this week. In terms of preparation, no, we won't change what we do. Hopefully we get a change in performance, though.
How tough a place is Simpson Stadium to win at?
Well, we don't play there too often. I think we've played there 4 times in 10 years. So, look, I've played there a bit myself back in the day. It's a different type of ground, but strangely enough, it's quite close to this ground in terms of length and width. So, it's all part of it when you travel. At AFL, the grounds are a little bit different in size, so it's not something we over-plan in terms of the size of the ground. It's probably more about our mindset.
Reality is where going forward. It's a reality you need to start winning away to get enough wins to make sure you're playing here in September rather than travelling in September.
Oh, that you're right. That is reality. I think we won 5 or 6 games in the state last year, so that was a massive part of why we played finals and finished where we did. So that is reality.
Does that become a focus for you to make sure that since the state we need winners to get us in this position later on?
Every week is our focus. So if we neglect to win at home, we're going to have the same issues. So every week we want to win, and I don't want to say overplaying all the interstate travel stuff, because tell me a side that's actually beaten a top 8 side interstate this year. There's probably a couple off the top of my head. I can't think of too many. So it's bloody hard to win away, but we do it every second week. We have a crack at it, so we're looking forward to it. We can't wait.
So it's not about changing anything in terms of your preparation or, the club over many years.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if you heard what I just said.
Yeah.
It's
that's what you're saying, aren't you? It's just the fact that you're playing good sides in the East.
Footy's tough, yeah. It's. I don't think it's our routine. Okay, and I'm not going to overplan and overthink. It's we play our way. We need to find a way to play at our best every week, and that's our challenge. And I think it's every club's challenge.
Elliot's tonsillitis, how's it going?
Good. Yeah, he'll train this afternoon, so he'll be available.
Does Xavier need more time in the locker, or is he in the mix?
He's definitely in the mix. There's no game this week at East Perth, so he's available to play on limited minutes. So that's going to be the question we need to answer.
Now, what about Lewis Jetta then? So is he under the gun? Is he under pressure? There's been a call in the East already that he should go. That you're carrying him. Jared Gillies said that on Fox. What do you think?
Well, we're going to be patient with Jets. There's been some indifferent form, but we haven't had match committee yet. We haven't had any type of selection conversation. We've only just got through our medical reports, so we'll see how we go at training tonight, and we'll make decisions tomorrow.
Is it his work? They're saying it's his work ethic, or is it him trying to adjust to a new team plan, or can you put your finger on it?
Oh, look, I think we've had some good performances from Lewis this year. It's just adapting to a new club, a new system, and having a little bit of patience is important. We got him here for a reason, so we need to keep working with him, just like we did with Jack Redden and Elliot Yeo and Xavier Ellis and all these guys. And even when we started a few years ago, it takes a bit of time to adapt to a new club. So we've got to have a bit of patience as well.
So you've got match committee, so it's not a lock-in right now?
You what you want. I can't tell you who. There's probably 12 to 15 guys that are reasonably safe most weeks, and at the moment we haven't had match committee, so I'm not going to comment.
Well, someone goes out for Yo, don't they? Saying Hutchings was good, so it wouldn't be a direct swap back, would it?
Well, unless we have an injury concern on people, so we might. I'm not going to tell you now. I mean, this is why sometimes doing press conferences later in the week takes away a bit of the guesswork that you guys have to do. But at the moment, it's too early in the week to tell you.
But there's no one on the injury list that's down as being injured. This is what we're asking. So there's no one to concern ourselves about.
Yeah, there's always concerns every week. So
it's not on the injury list.
Yeah, well, it's not. I wouldn't take the injury list as gospel every week. I think you know that. Yeah, there's always guys we want to leave pretty late and sometimes not announce. So that happens all the time at every club. So
So Jack
please be
Darling, I
patient.
don't want to play guessing games, but did Jack Darling pull up or okay? He looked
He's a bit sore, yeah. It was a pretty big jar in his back, and you know, we've got a 6-day break, and it's quite hard to get everyone up after a 6-day break. So we'll see how they pull up today. And like I said, we're training this afternoon, so we'll have heaps better indication after training.
So scheduled to train. Is he expected to train?
I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, I'll get the medical report. We're training tonight, so sort of I just got to the club.
Gavin in the same boat.
He is, yeah. He probably won't train.
Bit of a concern there.
Maybe, yeah. I'll see how he pulls up tomorrow morning. But yeah, quite often we have players who don't train on a 6-day break, so it's more about management.
Had a few 6-day breaks this year. They started to add up in terms of blokes being able to get to the line.
I suppose they will, but every club has them. I think we've got 8 this year, which I think it's on the higher side, but our players seem to respond pretty well after 6-day break, so I don't think it's been a reason for wins or losses in the past, and I assume that would be the same this time around.
There was a passage of play, it was in the first quarter, it was certainly going left of the screen, where the ball movement started in defence to McGovern, worked its way down to Kennedy. Was that almost the perfect passage of footy you've seen for quite some time?
That was a kick in. Yeah, that's how we plan it, and it doesn't work like that too often. So sometimes you've got to get the ball in the right player's hands. And I think if you got McGovern and Hearn and Lacroix on the end of the ball, we normally end up with a pretty good result. But yeah, that's perfect footy. That doesn't happen too often at all. So I wish it did, but it just doesn't.
Simo, Dangerfield and Seld obviously in great form. How do you look at negating the influence that they'll most likely have on the game on Saturday?
Yeah, well, it's been one of the major turnarounds for Geelong is the contest and the clearances and the game played in their half. So no doubt those two are part of it, but they've got a bit of depth there as well. So we need to be aware of their strengths, those two in particular, but the depth of their list, in particular throughout the midfield, is pretty strong. We like to think ours is pretty strong as well. So we'll focus on it, but we're not going to dismiss the others around, because I think as a collective they're going really well at the moment.
When you talk about that depth, I know obviously flexibility and variety of positions been a bit of an item of what you want to get in the club. Do you then send a lot of blokes through the midfield and stop and change, or do you just say, look, these are the 4 or 5 that we want to go in there and they're the most experienced?
Yeah, a bit of both. I think the new extra player in the side, we're still working through what's the best balance of that. Is it an extra midfielder? If it is, you've got to rotate and use your flexibility a little bit. You can't just stick with the same players. So I think, our goal eventually is to get really good numbers and flexibility through the midfield, not just rely on 1 or 2 to get it done. And we're always working towards that, and that's why we got Jack to the club and Lewis. So now it's about opportunity and backing them in a little bit.
You mentioned on goal kicking post match, you back your guys in. Just out of curiosity, what's a typical goal session for these guys?
Well, we do goal kicking every session, so 2 or 3 times a week for 10 plus minutes. It's probably the biggest thing we do as a club, and yeah, it's probably not about the volume, I would have thought. It's just honing down on confidence, your technique, all those things that making it count when you're out on the track. But we've got some players who are missing some goals at the moment, but they're our experienced, goal kickers. They do it for a job type of guys. So I'm pretty sure they'll work through it. But yeah, it is something that this year, I suppose, there's been more weeks than not that we've missed some opportunities.
From a volume perspective or even a technical perspective, has it changed significantly since you played, for example?
Oh yeah. No one did goal kicking when I played. It was just after training, have a couple of shots. No disrespect to Dennis back in the day, but it was up to yourself to get yourself right. But we do it. Obviously, it's a marginal game for everyone, so everyone does it, and then the forwards do a little bit more. So it's not, like I said, it's not like we're dismissing it, and it's the same as last year and the year before. And I thought last year we were in the top 8 or 9 for accuracy, so we need to get back up there.
You raise it with more, you avoid getting into their heads so they're not thinking about missing when they're...
Yeah, what do you say when JK's missed 4 or 5 shots in a row? Kick your goal, mate. It's not. Yeah, it's probably more about just relaxing and back yourself in rather than give advice.